Okay guys, so now that we have learned about Yayoi Kusama, we're going to be doing our own pumpkins. We're going to be filling up our paper with 2 large ovals. I want you to draw really lightly because we're going to go over and around and around and around until we find that oval shape that we would like. Then we're going to create almost like a Venn diagram from ELA, and we're going to do another oval that overlaps and creates a nice big space in the middle. And we're going to be following these directions that are in front of you. We're going to create this little dip in the center middle part of your pumpkin. So do that. It's going to be a curved line that curves upward on the sides. And then we're going to just define that line in the middle a little bit better now that you know what you like. And if you want to make it a little wider or come down a little bit lower, you can. You still don't have to press as hard as you possibly can to make the darkest mark that you want, because you may adjust this again later. Okay, moving on to the next step, we're going to create the stem. The stem is just going to be like a hook that comes out of that dip that we just created and then kind of curves back in and then connects. And I like to put a little oval there on the Yayoi Kusama pumpkin. That's just kind of what she would do. And then I'm going to go over it just a little bit darker so you all can see better, and also to show that that's what I'm going to keep. All right, the next step, we're going to be adding the middle layers on the side of the pumpkin, and then we're going to be adding the outer layers also. So go up a little bit above your middle section on that stem, and you can kind of make a little wiggly line that kind of puffs out at the bottom and then connects with that middle center part of your pumpkin. You're going to do the same thing, mirroring it as much as you can on the other side. It doesn't have to be exact, but just get it as close as you can. You don't want it to be completely different. And then after you've done those 2 sides and you're happy with them, then we're going to just move right along. And we're going to create those outward sections. And it's important that you stop after those 2 sections on each side, because the roller game that you're going to play here in just a minute to create your designs inside there is going to be using that number of sections. All right, so now you can erase any of the lines that you don't like. Get rid of those. Then you're going to take out a dice here in just a little bit, and we're going to start rolling your dice. On your dice, you're going to notice that there is a 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and maybe, and a 5 on your dice, but there's not a 6. So when you see the 0, that's going to stand for our 6 in just a minute, okay? All right, so now here is your example. And like I was talking about with the dice, you've got your numbers instead of the little dots. But you've got the number on the left side, and then all across you're going to have what to do in each section, okay? So you're going to roll the dice, and the first time you're going to roll, you're going to do that outer left section of the pumpkin, and we're going to work our way from left to right on the pumpkin, and then we're going to do the stem last. You're going to just draw this, the outline of whatever you're doing, whatever pattern you come up with, and we're not going to be filling that in today. We're just going to draw it and try to draw it, your best, and be thinking about that we're going to be going over this either with a Sharpie or black paint. I haven't decided. We'll see how these come out. right, so you're just going to roll again, do your next section, and keep going until you're all finished. I'm sure a question might come up about what do you do if you roll something and you don't like that pattern. It's your art, so guess what? You get to decide. So if you don't like something that you rolled, then you don't have to do it. Okay, friends? So you choose, and it will be completely fine with me. And if you don't even want to roll the dice, you just want to use those patterns as inspiration, then you can do that also. If you finish early, you could always do a second pumpkin. There's something to be said about doing something a second time. You're a little bit more relaxed, so you're welcome to just do this another time. Have fun.